Hi guys, welcome to this video. This video is, in my opinion, a very important video about how to use the rotation in the forearm, in the arm in general. How do we use it, why do we use it, and where do we use it? I think that this movement, together with all the different grips and the finger power, is by far the most important thing to learn when you want to be very good when playing badminton. If you want to have a hard smash, a flat push, a good defense, small deceptive things around court, well, you need to rotate your arm in order for you to do all these things the right and the best way. You need to have a lot of focus on this, because when you think about it, if you take a look at how you play and how many of the top players they do it, well, the rotation in the arm is almost in all shots in badminton. Of course, we use the wrist many times and the finger power, but usually there's just a little bit of a rotation when we do some of the shots when playing badminton. So it's important to be really good at rotating the arm, the wrist, the arm, the shoulder, all of these things. One of the things that's also important in order for us to be able to rotate the arm is the position of the wrist. We made a really cool video about how to position the wrist the correct way, not using these movements. If I hold the wrist like this, it's impossible for me to rotate the forearm. So have a more neutral position with an angle on your wrist so we can rotate the arms like this. It's impossible out here, and when I do this with my wrist, I won't have any power at all. We use it in many strokes, like I said, the double defense, the push on the net, the lob, the lift from the net, the smashes when rotating towards the shuttle, the stick smashes. All of these things use the rotation in the forearm. So it is really important. It's also important to be really explosive and strong in these areas in your arm. So do a lot of weight training, changing around, using a hand weight, using small weight training tools on improving the power. You can also add a power trainer. But how do we train this? How do we know that you are doing it the correct way? Well, of course, you can watch this video and see how I do it, or many other players do it, other tutorial videos. But when you train, maybe take a video of yourself and watch if you do the rotation in a specific shot. That's a good way on watching yourself doing these movements. A very simple warm-up rotation exercise is to have your arms in front of you like this, and then just start rotating like this, and focusing on, well, am I rotating the arm, or is it only like this when I'm not rotating the arm? You can see here, but it needs to rotate like this when you do it. And you can add some more power to it like this, still focusing on rotating the arm, the supination and the pronation, as it is called, the inwards rotation and the outward rotation in this example. Just from side to side, rotating, and this will also strengthen your muscles a bit. When I do this for maybe 1 minute, I will be really tired in my arm. I can already feel it now when I'm rotating in this exercise. So that's a good exercise to use to be able to do it correctly, but also adding some swing power and some muscle power to your rotation. And when you do all of these shots, it's so important that you use your fingers correctly, using the finger power. So when you hit the shuttle with the rotation, you still push with the fingers, adding extra power to your shots. So if you want more power in your shots, more angles in your shots, more variation, more deceptive shots, you need to focus on this a lot. Really try training this on your own, doing many different exercises, but it's so important that when you do it, focus on the rotation before adding the power, before adding the placement of your shots. Look at your wrist, look at a video maybe. Am I doing it correctly? If the answer is yes, well then try to add some more power, some more precision, some more quick movement, some more variations in all of your shots. But remember, you need to rotate the arm in order for you to hit powerful small shots, and in order for you to have power in general in badminton and the correct technique with all the small variations in your game. So thanks a lot for watching this. Maybe this is a video where the comments section below will be full, but please just leave a comment or question. We will look at them and answer them as soon as possible, and maybe help you along achieving this rotation in your swing. So thanks a lot for tuning in. See you next time.